Radio. So thank you for joining us today. Here I have with me is Ryan Christie. He's in Tenerife Island outside of Spain. My name's Alyssa. I'm here in Australia, originally from the States. And yeah, welcome everybody. So I'd just like to start with a welcome to country. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of this land, the Wanarua Nation, and extend it. Their land extends out through the Hunter Valley, so which I'm located on now at Bellevue Studios here, um, outside of Cessnock. So thank you, Ryan, for joining us, my first guest.
Pleasure. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you for having me on your first episode. And that was a
yeah.
great honoring moment of honoring. That's awesome. I love that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like a little blessing. Yeah.
yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful, very blessed to be in this on this beautiful area. Yeah. So thank you for joining us. So I've been on my personal development journey for over 10 years, but I'd love to hear about your journey if you're happy to share. So yeah, when did your personal development journey begin and what was the motivation behind it?
When we were running through these questions, like the first thing that came to my head is when I was born, is when I started my personal development journey. My mom has a story is that like the world wasn't ready when I was born. Like it was like I came out so fast. Like nobody was ready within the delivery room for my arrival, so to speak. So like personal development for me, I think being aware of it was through sport. So like my journey was more of the physicality, the physical, and just training my body to be better. So I competed at national levels for track and field. There's a Hershey track meet, which as young as 9 you can participate in this. So it's a national. You do like a city competition, a city meet. So we had Delta, is where I'm from, Colorado. So we had a city meet, and then if you perform at a certain level, then you'll go to the state meet, which is in Denver, Colorado. So that's the next stage, and then based on your results there, you compete against your region just with your results. So if you're number one in your region, then you go to Hershey, Pennsylvania, the national
Hey.
track meet. So I went when I was 9, and
Wow.
I got fourth place in standing long jump. And then when
Yeah.
I was 12, I went back. I think it was 9. Yeah, 9 and 12, I believe. At 12, I took first place.
Oh,
So I had two
congratulations.
totally different experiences. Yeah, like I had reached a very high level, first place in the nation within that competition as well. So experiencing success at that level, and then through other sports, like I had different levels of success, being all conference in American football.
Oh, wow.
But these ways of using strength training, any physical training to help me compete better at sports and compete at higher levels, and that went into university as well. So I've been on the physical personal development journey for a long time. And then for me, I've developed into this more holistic health journey. So personal development on all these different levels, and keep exploring deeper and deeper. But when I started to get into mindset, meditation specifically as well, using my mind to be able to do things that I've read about or dreamed about, or like, is that real? Can we do that? Or there's this story. And so this level of like mental, like the personal development from the mental space, being able to focus better, quiet my mind, quiet my mind in the midst of chaos. These levels of growing that stronger, and physically, like one of the developments that has helped me a lot is my journey of recovery and healing, and being able to apply that to myself, and then how I can help others in the same way, right? Like keep healing myself, because I like to do all these physical things, and stuff happens, and you trip and you fall, and you know, uh,
Yeah.
You need to find this path to be able to reach out to someone to help or do what you can. So um, I have a lot of time in the physical in all these different ways, like that level of depth. I've really enjoyed. I love barefoot on the ground, like being grounded,
Yes.
crawling on things, climbing, primal movements, going to the beaches, like being in nature, moving in nature. Like that's to me, that's the spiritual development is being able to move and connect to nature and express myself there. And it could be any emotion. So emotional freedom
Yes.
technique is me like letting it out in nature in big ways. So like my spiritual development has deepened by connecting to nature more and using it to help me clear my mind, clear my emotions, and let my body just like relax more. So
Beautiful.
it's been a big journey, and it's ever deepening. I'm always learning about myself on this path, especially when I feel stuck or in my darkest moments. Like there's I just need to be patient to be able to receive whatever's coming in next to help me maybe with something that I'm doing physically, something like a problem I need to solve, or what if I'm stuck there, or emotions I need to express, connection to greater, these kind of things, to be able to find that better balance. So every
Yeah.
day is a part of that for me, really. I have to
Beautiful.
be on it every day, or I can lose my way, quote unquote.
Yeah.
As the
Yeah.
world's changing, as I'm trying to help more people, as my evolution is changing as well, where I'm at in my life. So, like, personal development means something different now based on all my experiences up to this point. So, like, it's this lifelong. To me, it's more than just this
Yeah.
lifetime. Like, that's part of my belief is like there's this karma, past lives, and it is in death that we receive eternal life, like these levels of belief. So I feel that like it's this never ending story, and you know, being able to be more grateful for being on that path of improvement, on growth, on being able to help people more.
Yeah, I love that. And can I just add, so I'm also an athlete, and as any high performing athlete, we understand there's this level of mind power. Um, and I love how you touched on that. So, I'd love to ask you, like, what different type of mentors or workshops have you experienced to help you with either developing high mind power or mental strength? Or just, yeah, to do with your personal development journey.
Yeah, like I've learned from a lot of people along the way, and that's part of me. My love for education has really helped with that, right? Part of my personal development is this love for education. So I've learned from a lot of people, um, from like rehabilitation stages, mental as well, like mindset matters most,
Hmm.
these levels of it. And like the ripple effects, me learning it 6, 7, 8 years ago, to me, it's all like it all comes it allows me to be able to access things, these gems that I've taken from all these different coaches from around the world. And mindset plays a big part of it, like when they are speaking about how to coach, like, you know, how to coach people who just want to learn from you and improve their body or their mind or their spirit, wherever they're going within that, like how to coach on that level, how to coach other coaches, communication. So like I learn by watching a lot of other, like how these guys are doing their thing, or girls, like these coaches are doing their thing. So I learned a lot from that. And then as soon as I learned that, I would go home and I would apply it. Like the gym, we owned a gym in Geneva for quite a long time, over 8 years, and that
Oh,
was like
nice.
my laboratory to be able to test the stuff that I got to meet these people over the weekend and connect with wonderful people, that were also attending these. Neurokinetic therapy was
Hmm.
one therapy modality that I learned. So you do manual muscle testing to be able to find source. Here's the source of the pain, and
Mm.
then use whatever release technique could be anything, could be manual, could be energetic, could be whatever, to be able to then help give them exercises to integrate now. All right, now here's how we can bring balance back to the body. And then I did some other stuff where I hosted neuromuscular reprogramming, which was a branch off of this neurokinetic therapy. So two that were one, and then they branched off and started to share differently. And so Jocelyn Olivier, she was tapping into that's your thing,
Yeah, it's all
but
good.
emotional, like the
Mhm.
emotional connections to what the body will hold on to, the limbic brain, like this level of how to be able to help people release this, because an injury can happen and there could be this trauma in a way of a trapped memory, and every time that something happens it re-triggers this pain, for example. So if you're not clearing the emotion or the trauma or whatever might be stuck, suppressed, then it will keep coming back. And that was a lot of stuff that I was seeing with clients that I was helping on the physical level, and we were doing physical training. So those that I was learning to on that level, they're really about technique and finding the right structure, posture, alignment, and then how to move within that. So within that space, I was also helping those that were already in pain and being like, I think we can help you release some of this stuff. And so I was exploring all these different levels of how to help people by releasing emotional pain, and it's connected to their physical pain, just physical based and what might come up just by doing self massage or other movements, and mental as well, like having more conversations, trying to, like, as I've gotten into more online coaching, it's been more about like more conversation and in person exercise, and deeper levels of conversation, like, well, what's on your mind, like it's trying to find that good flow within it. So like all
Beautiful.
of those that I've learned from have really helped me in all of these different areas.
Yeah,
And
love
maybe
that.
brought up stuff in myself, being a
Yeah.
part of groups where I have a role now, and now who am I within this, as I'm also learning, but then so these kind of things that come up, like leaving different groups and uh, teachers and these things along the way, and how it's all personal development when you're really putting yourself out there to learn and grow and meet new people and do these different things. So
Yeah, I love that.
I've,
Yeah.
I've learned a lot of the mind and how to really clear it, and then use visualization, find these states of mind to be able 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 to be more receptive to anything that you want to nourish your body with.
Yeah, I love that. Just, yeah, being a lifelong learner, hey, like it's just, yeah, trying to be
Yeah, truly.
better
Like
every
I'm
day.
I'm exactly. Like
Yes.
there's a lot of different people along my path. It's really, I think, definitely there for a certain reason, to help me be able to utilize that knowledge, that information, turn it into wisdom through experience, and then help others along the way based on what I've learned. Be able to pull it out and be here. I think try this. If
I
not
love
that,
that.
here, try this.
Yeah.
Like all these different. Everyone's welcome. I want to try to help it as many people as I can, and I think that they come to me for a reason.
Mm.
So to be able to give something to them, even if it's an exercise or a head hug, which
Yeah.
Alyssa
Oh,
shared
yeah.
with me,
Oh,
sharing a
yeah.
head hug. But I'd take stuff like I'm learning these things from other people, and then being able to pass that on because I've feel the benefit of it, or I think this will be special for
Yeah.
people. So
And just to clarify, the head hug is an EFT or emotional freedom technique that we use when going in overwhelm. So if anyone hasn't seen the previous podcast that Ryan and I have done together, definitely check that
that's where
out.
I learned it. Yeah, check it
Go
out
to,
on that. But I
yeah,
like these things, to be able to use these little techniques on myself, and then it's there for anyone else that I might meet up with, or that comes to me for help. Like, oh,
definitely.
I don't know why, but I think this intuitively, I think this will be something that might help.
I love that. So, Ryan, can you touch on how has your personal development journey improved your life, and what could you recommend for others seeking this path?
Huh. It's hard to say who I'd be if I didn't do all the things that I did up to this point. And really, I'm in a place of gratitude for everything that I've experienced. Dark, light, whatever language challenges, lessons, failures, mistakes, because it's helped me be more appreciative of who I am today. So I'm grateful for the experience, for like the personal development and everything that's come into my path to help me along my journey. And I'm a deep diver as well, and all my specific characteristics, astrological or not, right? Like I'm emotional, like I'm connected to spirit, and I love like all these different. There's so much in this human experience. So like I love to go in and explore and challenge myself to be able to grow and learn more, and or maybe keep myself on track, be more disciplined. So I think for anyone, and you brought this up when we were speaking on the other end of it, it's like there's always somewhere to start improving. Like you can always improve. I listened to it was a podcast last night, a woman 72 and she's bodybuilding. And she's
Awesome.
got 10 years difference. She's got 10 years difference from the women underneath. And it's very simple. Her nutrition, she's got great support network. Her nutrition's on point, support network. She's got a coach that's there with her. Her mindset's dialed in, and she's just getting better. So to me, this is important. Like this is what personal development's all about. Like continue to find the better, and then where you can improve and you're not taking action, what's a small step? Shine the awareness there, and then what's a small step that you can do? What's coming to you? Like what intuitively ask yourself. Journaling helps me a lot when I don't know where to go. Like I want to improve, but what do I do? And sometimes just writing that down, like getting it out of myself, brings more awareness to it. And then if I pay attention, if I'm not trying to overthink my way out of my dark spot,
Oh yeah.
wherever it is, right? My problem, my stuck, then like I need to just be able to find ways of relaxing more to help be guided to what's best for me. And it might just be like, hey, you need to start drinking more water. You need to start eating better. Like these kind of things. What's my input? What am I listening to? What am I watching? What am I bringing into my body? And then what's coming out? Like what's my output as well? And so if I can be true, subjective with myself, like in these moments where I'm stuck or like I'm on the personal development journey, but I don't know where to go next, or I'm starting anew, I'm starting afresh. It's find ways of nourishing myself truly and being conscious of it, not comforting myself because
I
I'm
love that.
uncomfortable. And I'm good with sugar is comfort. I've used
Hmm.
marijuana as comfort as well. Like these things that will um, suppress emotions
Yeah,
and
yes.
because and then I become reliant on it, right? Like that's the addiction, is because I'm not expressing the emotions in whatever way, and then I get stuck in that, and then in life I get stuck in certain ways as well. So I lose the balance. So I need to make sure that in all ways, even out of that, right, out of these comfort habits, right? That I need to start. I want to do it. I'm saying, yes, this is better for me. Why am I not? Okay, yeah, tomorrow. And then where's the voice that says, you can do it? And this is how you can do it. Keep going. Yeah, step by step. Yeah, I know. You slipped, you tripped, you fell. Don't beat yourself up. Forgive and move forward and go back into the habits if
Love
you're
that.
you're falling off.
Yes. So I love how you said using journaling as a reflection tool and, yeah, the knowledge is half the battle. Action. I love how you said action. And that takes practice. And you mentioned a coach. So um, coaching is that seems to be something that you know a lot about. Can you share a little bit more about that with us,
I've been a
please?
coach. Yeah, I've been a coach for over 20 years. To me,
Beautiful.
the definition of coach that I really like is like stage coach. It's like
Oh,
the coach is going to take you on a journey. You're starting from somewhere and you want to go somewhere, and you're trusting the coach to get you there. So that level of supporting the structure of a coach, right? Like all this, like helping really be with this person on their journey of personal development, and um, really not judgmental, judgment free space is really important within that, right? Like I'm not there to force anything on anyone, but to help, to guide, to come in with questions, and let their own voices come out to say, oh, this is what I want to do, not just because you're telling me what to do. I can be
yes.
that coach and like physical. All right, squeeze it, tuck your pelvis. Come on, you're
You tell me to
sweating. Not
jump.
like you're
Tell me how
slacking,
high.
not
Yes.
in negative ways, but like in the encouraging ways, but
Yes.
just like cueing. Like I can be very good with that. Like squeeze there. Okay, now drive through your toes. Keep going like that. But it provides structure. So knowing
Yes.
how much structure to give someone, especially if stuff comes up, like they're becoming frustrated. Oh, they're frustrated. So I need to be aware that other stuff's going on, right? Like, so to be able to be well rounded enough, have my own depth in all these different areas to be able to talk to someone if I see something's going on and not just ignore it and just say, keep going. Why are you sure?
Give it a
You're
red
not
hot
doing it
go.
hard
Yeah.
enough, But notice, understand,
Mm.
and then help get them to their destination better.
Oh,
Sometimes people bail out along the way,
okay. So it does
or
take
we
a bit of,
stop, or we stop. Yeah, we stop, and then they just decide to take another coach. But that's fine. Like for me, it's not to take it personal. Like I want to. My ethos is for the greatest good,
good on you,
and
brother.
maybe someone's with me for a small period of time, but like I want to have the greatest impact within that time frame.
Beautiful. Yeah, I love that. There's a lot of love in your heart and you can feel it, that frequency and
I can overcare, and then that can screw things up, overshare, these kind of things, because
live and
I'm
learn.
excited
Yeah,
to help the other person. Yeah, but finding
correct.
the right balance of energy to support the other person, depending
Mm,
on what's coming on the day, right? Everything's going to be
mm.
different. So
Yeah,
trying to really be more understanding
love that. And
and
no
not just try to
failures,
be
just
understood.
yeah, no
Yeah.
failures, just feedback. I love that. So,
Yeah.
can I ask you, Ryan, because I've been a night owl my whole life, and it's been a life goal to be a morning person, and um, I'd love for you to share what is your morning routine or daily practices that help you stay on your path?
It's good you're holding me accountable by asking it, because my morning routine has slipped. Like and this is part of these conversations. Get up, get back up, 5:30, get out there. So when I'm on it, if I can get up at like 5:30, even
Uh-huh.
6 maybe,
Yep.
and then I'll go outside, and like I might have some stars. So I'm connecting outside, and then well, I'll do prayer first, and this is something that
Beautiful.
I've recently like connected deeper to. So I'm going
Yeah.
prayer first,
Oh,
and
I'm
I'm going
big believer in
deep
the power of prayer.
deep
Yeah.
into it. I'm not just on my knees by the bed. Like I'm trying to get as like as grateful as I can. Even if
Yeah.
I'm sluggish or tired, like just get in the posture, and
Yeah.
then I'll run through my prayers. And then this has been big for me since like a lot of challenges from transition from end of living in Geneva, Switzerland to now is like my connection to spirit has guided me through my own darkness, right? Bringing back to the light, like
Yeah.
praying more, connecting more to that, and finding different ways. So prayers first, and then I'll go into breathing, box breathing, and
Beautiful.
it's like to clear me, to really pump me. I'm outside, and then I'll go into my meditation. And so the next part of my meditation is also like a clearing of energy, and then a channeling of like rainbow energy, like through my spine up
Ooh.
and then around,
Ooh,
and
like
then I'll breathe
Kundalini.
out. Yeah, in a
Love
way.
that.
Yeah, and then out and around, and I can breathe out, and I put it into like this energy conversion box. So all this
Wow. Yeah. Ooh, the lion's
emotional,
breath. Yeah.
yeah, like this, just
Powerful.
just changing this energy, and then putting it into this box, and then converting it. And from there, I'll do like vibration breathing on the inhalation, and then also imagine like the world, and this sphere goes out and around and up. And then I'll take that into like deeper states of relaxation. I'm more than just my physical body, because I'm more than my physical matter. I deeply desire to expand, to experience, to know, to understand, to control, to use these greater energies and energy systems. So that I put in, and then I go into um, this total body relaxation, starting at the face, really,
Mm.
jaw, eyelids, top of the head, and then I'll let it ripple out. And then what I've done is I've anchored that by like crossing my fingers.
Oh,
So then I can get into it faster. So finding these ways of
interesting.
anchoring, and then, okay, now deeper level relaxation. I'm in this state, and now I'll go into a forgiveness practice. Well, a compassion practice first,
Mm.
like
Nice.
feel the love, feel the suffering, the pain,
Mm.
and then just like be with it. And then I'll go into forgiveness, and then I'll go into gratitude. And then I
Mm.
might go into deeper levels of meditation, visualization, problem solving, and then I'll count myself out of it. And then from there, I do physical. So now I'll do like I call it chakra breathing. So I go
Ooh.
through the different chakras, and I have different postures. So crown, I'm way up here, and then I have light, I'm saying the chakra. Third eye, throat, I'm moving through here. Heart, I'm pulsing through here. So I have structure with my feet, aligning my spine, and then I'll go into more movement. So more specific exercises, and then like a Tai Chi component. And then ideally, if I can do that daily, like I'm rocking.
Heck
And
yeah,
then
brother.
throughout the day, I'll add more movement, or add more meditation. But if I can start the day like that, like I'm feeling pretty awesome.
I love
Recently, I
that.
haven't been, but thank you for accountability, because it's there. Like I know how much better I feel when I do, and then everything else is bonus.
That's what I was just going to ask you. Like, do you notice a massive difference on the days you forget to do it to the days that you do follow that
Yeah,
routine?
emotional clearing for sure, but
Ooh,
also posturally. Like I feel better. I feel more alive, really.
beautiful. Yeah.
More focused, clear. Yeah, truly.
And can I
As
ask
opposed
you,
to sleeping
yeah,
more and then waking up, and then like the day has begun everywhere else, and I might have to try to catch up. I'm already up, and I'm leading the flow of the energy for the day.
yeah, I love that. So, how much time do you allow yourself that morning routine to take, roughly?
Hour.
An hour.
If
Okay,
I
yeah,
can have an
nice.
hour for that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
once again, if I don't have much time, I will prioritize that sequence. Prayer box breathing.
Yeah, I love
Is that
that.
10 minutes? Can I do that in 10? Great.
And can I just
And
clarify?
then
Yeah, with box breathing, is that where you take a breath for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, repeat it?
exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
nice.
and I go deeper within that as well. So really expanding the posture with the breathing. I'll add visualization to that. But yeah, the holds are super powerful. And it's the one breathing technique, because I use it so much, like authentically, I feel great sharing it. And those
Mm,
that I do share it with, they're like, oh my gosh. So
powerful. Yeah. People forget to
yeah,
do it or they don't know. Yeah.
yeah, they just don't consciously breathe.
Oh yeah, a lot of
But it gives you
stress
that
is
level of control.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you
Sorry, I was just
know?
gonna add a lot of stress is we hold our breath when we're stressed and
Yeah.
we don't even know we're doing it. So just being aware. is half the
truly.
battle. So
Or just the shallow, right? Not getting to these depths of really how much healthier our body is when you can clear all
mm,
the air out
yeah,
and
and
not
can I
have this stagnant air sit in there.
yeah, that's right. And that's just a type of way to detox our lungs is deep breathing. So yeah, I love that. And yeah, can I
Blood
just
flow, lymphatic flow,
yeah.
like electromagnetic flow, like all of it. Breathing,
Mm.
breathing, breathing.
And breathing through the power of our hearts. I love that with heartmaths.com talks about that. But can I go back and touch on, I love how you briefly talked on like doing our shadow work, like being willing to deal with some of our dark areas, like, in the spiritual warfare that we're in, we're being really hit with a lot of light, even like all love and light, all the positivity, which is great. But to do a lot of our healing, we have to have that courage to work with our dark, our shadow work, right? Are you happy to touch a little bit on that before we wrap up?
Yeah, I love it's a very deep subject, right?
Yeah,
And there
another
are
podcast.
these trends that are, but there are these trends that are happening, like you said, like all love and light, all love and light.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's part of this comfort, right? Like
Mm.
we are both. We are the yin and yang symbol, right?
Ooh, yeah.
And there are the little dots within each as well. We are
Ooh,
all of it.
yeah.
To really think about the bigger aspect of that. So finding that balance to be able to accept that, like the angel and the demon on your shoulder, and
Yeah.
like, yeah, I hear you, but I know if I'm listening over here, things feel a lot better, right? So whatever helps to be able to put it in a language for yourself that
Mm.
there's, I don't know, it's always better.
Hmm. Yeah. I feel like it's such a deep rabbit hole that we could definitely spend a whole nother podcast talking about. And
But
yeah,
like the dark is not bad. Like that's the
yeah,
point. It's a
good
part of
point.
who we are.
Yeah.
So like this is the better is like that when you do go there, there is that opportunity. Like you're facing it. It's courageous.
Yeah.
Better is just knowing yourself more. And so like light and dark, it's all of these levels of who you are, not just physically. Like it's there's so much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to get stuck in the dark and dark being my life is full of all these emotions that I don't want, trauma, I feel alone,
Mm.
like but that's not only that.
Right.
Because in the yin and yang symbol, there is that dot of white right in that darkness,
I love
that
that.
that little
Yes.
bit of hope. But even the
Mm.
visualization, like just using that image, it's powerful to be able to help us to
Mm.
zoom out of like, okay, yeah, life is, victim state, like life is
Mm.
happening at us and it's not nice. It's a personal hell. There's a quote, I think, saying that we hold the key to the gates of our hell. And like
Ooh.
the internal key to the gates of our hell. And to me, that's like being stuck in the dark, not seeing anything else but that. And so shame and all this other stuff can come up, right?
Mm.
So it's being able to be with that and embrace it. And so a lot of stuff I've learned is about how to embrace it, how to forgive
Yeah.
these levels of me that I've been
Yes.
judged or taught to judge, that I am pushing down. I don't want to look at. It's
Yeah.
uncomfortable, but to be able to be with it, hug it
Mm.
out. That's the
Yeah.
light, is that I'm seeing this darker version of myself and here's me, the light. And then I embrace. And
I
then it
love,
is this unity.
yeah, I love, so you just touched on a huge topic that I would love talking about. That we're our own inner, like our own self-destruction. Like we're so hard on ourselves. We're the only species on this planet that if something goes wrong, we will just internalize it and beat ourselves up, and it becomes this cycle of our own internal trauma. And the key, forgiveness, forgiving ourselves. I love that. And not easy. And here's where coaches can help us do that. So yeah,
Yeah.
wow. And I'm sorry, we only have a few more minutes before we're cut off, but is there anything that else you would like to share with us before we have to say goodbye, Ryan?
I think like never lose hope
Mm,
that your life can be better.
Always.
in
Yeah.
whatever way. There's always going to be someone there that will understand. And the action is just seeking that. The
Yes.
belief that your life can be better and better and better. Even if it's pretty
Mm.
great right now, like it can be better in different experiences.
Yeah,
It's not to say that you won't be challenged along the way, but like you're never alone. To me, it's we're all in this together. Even
definitely.
though life can disconnect us in a variety of different ways,
Mm,
misunderstandings and communications, but
mm,
we're never alone. Like we're in this together. It's planet Earth. And the more that we can support each other, get clear of our own emotions and more intelligent with that and our own personal development, the more that we can improve ourselves, the more that we can be there for others. The Buddha quote of when we ease our own suffering,
mm,
we're better to help ease the suffering of others. Like when
mm.
we're on this path, so keep moving and grooving. Like don't stop.
Yeah, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today. Very exciting to have you as my first guest on my podcast. And yeah, it's been a pleasure chatting with you today. Or do you have any last minute thoughts to leave with our guest today?
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure being here. And thoughts to leave everyone with is I think it's keep focusing on better in your life and taking steps towards better, and that better will come, just staying open for it. Like this is part of what we were talking about with the shadow work, right? Like when we're in our darkest moments, still keep the faith. And this is to me that the importance of faith is the belief that there is better, right? That your life can improve no matter how bad it is or challenging it is at the moment. And there are those around you that are here to help and support you if you need to, like us sharing this conversation. So keep your hope, keep your faith, like in all else, keep that going. And the more that you can help yourself, the better you can be there for someone else that might be where you were, and you've improved and you've traveled a big wonderful journey full of experiences, and you can help support that person like maybe someone came and helped you out. So keep the faith, keep the hope for better, and we're all in this together, supporting each other on the journey.
Amen, brother. I'm with you there. That was so beautiful. And wow, what an honor to have this chat with you today. It's been such an easy flow, and yeah, let's do this again. And if you guys have liked this conversation, give it a like, subscribe, have a share, fix those YouTube algorithms. And yeah, thank you so much, Ryan. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's great teaming up, collaborating, synergy of success.
Big shout out to Bellevue Studios. Thank you so much for recording on this land.